The Small Business Development Agency, SABC, says it's concerned about the slow pace of skills uptake by young black South Africans. The agency's response comes after Statistics South Africa having released figures which indicate that less than 20% of South Africa's black youth occupy skilled positions. SABC is one of the instruments created by government to support and nurture high-impact entrepreneurship venture. SABC will host its annual stakeholder forum in Durban this week, where small business owners, business associations, as well as government, amongst others, discussing ways of nurturing entrepreneurship and how to tackle the challenges facing small business owners. Well, to discuss this, we are joined by Mr. Sipho Zikode, who is Chief Executive Officer at SABC. Good afternoon to you and welcome.
Good afternoon, sir.
Let's talk about the challenges that SABC is facing right now, because the argument has been SABC is trying as much as possible to groom young entrepreneurs, but it's really happening at a snail's pace. Is SABC coping?
Well, yes, I could say it's coping if you take the clients that go into the SABC door every day. But you must remember, we are servicing almost 5 million budding entrepreneurs out there. And SABC, we have only 43 branches spread out throughout South Africa, and only 43 incubators. We also have, as part of our network, the mobile units, but we only have 19 mobile units. These mobile units, they were intended to go into the rural areas and assist small and budding entrepreneurs there. But really, we are facing this mammoth task, and we hope working together with the other stakeholders, we can be able to change the situation around.
What is your success rate, and can you perhaps identify some success areas in as far as specializations? Because I know some want to get into the export business, some manufacturing, some just services and goods industries.
Yes, if you look at SABC, we provide services, mainly non-financial services, to all enterprises out there. If you are talking about the ones at entry level, the survivalist, up to companies that export overseas, that employs almost 200 people. That is our clientele base. If you talk about success stories, yes, there's been a lot of companies that we assisted to export products overseas. Some we have assisted them with the upgrading of technology and their production processes. So it's a whole lot. That's why I said SABC is facing a mammoth task, because with the mega resources, it services almost 5 million people throughout South Africa.
I mean, recently I attended a symposium as well as another expo, the Coca-Cola Dome, where they were talking about the manner in which small businesses fail, and of course some people talking about mentorship, training, skills and so forth, especially the entrepreneurs themselves who just go to school, want to start business and they fail. Tell us about the failure rate, and what are the attributes in those kind of frustrations, because these young people don't have experience at all when they enter.
Oh yes, they don't have experience at all. Remember, SABC will take them from the issues of registering a company. SABC assists them to register a company, and then to develop the business plan for them, to go out there and source markets for them. But it's very difficult, because the majority of those people are the people who are in business just for the sake of surviving, not necessarily the entrepreneur who has a good idea, that can change the world. So it's a mixture of everything, if you look at it. Yes, there have been some challenges where we will assist a small enterprise, but maybe after a year or two, the enterprise has disappeared from the scene. But through the incubation program, because you see that's a program where we incubate small enterprises for a period of 2 to 3 years. That program, I can show you now, I show you now, it makes these companies to be sustainable. Immediately they get out of the incubator, they are able to face the harsh market out there. But the ones that don't go through an incubator, mainly the survivalist one, then after a year you'll find that they are gone. That's the challenge that we are facing.
All right, thank you very much for talking to us, and all the best with your workshop this year.
Thank you, sir.
All right, I'm talking here to Mr. Sipho Zikode, who is Chief Executive Officer at the Small Enterprise Development Agency. And of course, they'll be holding a forum, a stakeholder forum in Durban this week, where business owners and of course other NGOs, as well as some government representatives, will be attending to talk about the challenges that are faced by young entrepreneurs in the country.